This is Whispering Whim, bringing you a very fun surprise today. This is a giant snack box, and what really drew me to this particular snack box, outside of all the cute, colorful decorations here, right, is that I was able to buy it in a candy shop. So no subscription needed, which is good. You may recall that I used to do Munch Pack, and I just, between the cost and the fact that I was trying to watch my diet and they were kind of repeating themselves a little bit, I canceled it. But tasting things definitely makes for a fun video, so this will be a rare little treat, right? Now, if you don't know, Sanrio is a brand. Most people think of it as like a animation studio, but their main focus is just making cute things for people to buy. So that fits very well with merchandising, right? This whole snack pack will have cute cartoon characters on it. You may recognize this one right here. That's Hello Kitty, probably their most famous character. Outside of Hello Kitty, a more recent cartoon of theirs would have been like Arigatsu, which is available on Netflix. It's about a red panda who works in accounting and maybe doesn't have the best life, but she vents via heavy metal karaoke and tries to find love. So it's a cute little show if you're into that sort of thing. But you're not here for cartoons, you're here for snacks. So let's take a look inside. You may hear some wobbling. There is a drink, at least one drink in every box, which is kind of unique. Most of the mail order subscription boxes don't include drinks because they're heavy. So that was a benefit of buying this in a store. We should just jump right in, right? Here is our first look inside. And as you can see, it's very full. I'm happy to see that there are many, many things in there. The box was a little pricey. It was $35, but not too unusual for a snack box that has exotic foreign treats, right? Plus it was a one-time deal, so that makes it okay. I'm going to jump into my very first thing here, which is a Melon Pandoro. You can see it has a cute little panda on the packaging, and it's very tiny, so I won't eat too much. If I can get it open here. Oh, so Pandora was supposed to be panda shaped, but he got a little crushed in the packaging, but that's all right. Should still be tasty, right? One of the best things, right, about foreign foods is that it's flavor combinations you wouldn't see normally. And this is, it's got like a honeydew cantaloupe flavor. But the cookie is very light, and the melon is actually pretty tasty. I really wouldn't have thought cantaloupe and cookie would go together, but I kind of like that. I think I like it enough that I'm going to finish the panda eye here. Next up, let's go ahead and check out this soda here. It is Hello Kitty Ramen Soda with marble. I don't know what the marble entails, but it has an actual glass bottle, which is kind of interesting. For an even more delicious this drink, that's how it's spelled in the English, chill before drinking. Well, we don't have time for that. Let's see here. Peel off the seal, lift off the green cap, and push down the center to release the opener. Place the opener onto the top of the ramen bottle and press firmly with your palm. This will open the bottle by dislodging the stopper. Keep pressing for 5 seconds. Remove the green opener from the bottle and discard. So I've never had a soda have instructions on it before, so hopefully this won't be as hard as it sounds. So this is the green stopper that they were talking about. And then I guess we're just supposed to press in the center here. Okay, so we're supposed to press very firmly on the center there, and supposedly that opens the soda, but I'm not having any luck. Maybe if I go and find a nice hard cabinet to push down on. I'll be right back. So I feel a little silly. I had to go off screen and into the kitchen to play around with opening my bottle. And as it turns out, this is the stopper they're talking about. And it was inside here. And what you do is you press very firmly, and this marble drops down into the glass, which is kind of an interesting feature. Although that's kind of a fun little thing to have that marble kind of rolling around in there. It seems kind of excessive, doesn't it? The flavor is kind of like, I would describe the flavor as like really watered down fruit punch with carbonation. So it's not a bad flavor, but I definitely would not go out and look for these, right? But it'll be nice to have something to drink in the middle of the video, huh? And the fact that it's room temperature isn't too bad. Next up, let's go ahead and eat these honey gummies. They look like they have melted a little bit into the packaging here. So they were probably bear shape once upon a time. Well, maybe they're still bears. They're kind of just flat bears. It's very chewy. But the flavor's nice. I will probably eat all of those. Next up, we've got some biscuit snacks. And there seems to be a chocolate flavor and a strawberry flavor. I think I'm only gonna try the chocolate since there's quite a few snacks in this pack. And I might be able to save some of them for the boys' lunches. There are sticks inside and a little dippy cup. So it's an interactive snack. And I have to say, it's not bad. The cookie is pretty bland. It's just a slightly sweet dough stick, right? But the chocolate tastes nice. And the fact that I can kind of scoop on a big old glob makes me happy, right? I will probably keep eating it until the chocolate runs out, which might be before I run out of sticks, but that's okay, right? There's a lot of sweets in there, so probably don't have to finish eating everything. My love handles would probably appreciate it if I didn't finish everything, honestly. Now, next up, we have quite a few Japanese Kit Kats, and all of these seem like the same flavor. Now, next up, I have quite a few Japanese Kit Kats, and they all seem to be the same flavor, so I'll be able to save most of these, right? And it's probably, it looks like maybe cranberry almond is the intended flavor of this one. In Japan, Kit Kats are very, very popular, and they have like, I don't know, hundreds of flavors of them. And the reason why they got so popular is that Kit Kat sounds like a good luck phrase, and I probably should have like refreshed my memory on how it was pronounced prior to the video, but it's like Kitsu Katsu or something like that, and it just basically is like a, good luck. It's typically given to like children before a big exam and things like that. And I've always wanted to eat like all of the flavors, but getting them here in the States is possible, but it's very expensive. So I'm excited that this is in the box. It is indeed a cranberry almond flavor. And the chocolate's kind of a dark chocolate, so it's actually pretty decadent. It's very delicious. The cranberry gives you just enough to chew on that you like, play with the texture in your mouth a little bit. And it's really, really tasty. I have a feeling that my guy will not get any of those in his lunches. I will probably eat all of them. Next up, this has some English on it, and it says porricky, and it looks like those little breadstick snacks that I used to get in Munch Pack, and some of those had some really weird flavors. This just has like a little lion bowl guy on it. No hint as far as what flavor this particular porricky snack is. So we'll just have to hope it's not something extreme like shrimp, because that has happened to me before in the past. Oh, and this is interesting. They're dark. I don't think they're chocolate, although maybe. Let's find out. Oh, that's weird. It's like, what is that? It's almost savory. It has a bit of like, it almost tastes like licorice, actually. Like crunchy licorice. So let's see here. Wheat flour, brown sugar, palm oil, maltose, skim milk, salt, baking powder, caramel color flavor. So I still don't know what flavor it's supposed to be, but it's very odd and kind of compelling. Like it's one of those snacks where your brain goes, this is very foreign, this is very different, I don't know if I like it, but you want to keep eating it anyways. I like the fact that it's not super sweet, so that's a bonus. And yeah, I may continue eating those. The weird wheat cracker licorice flavor biscuit. I just adore eating foreign food. A lot of times I don't care for it, but I still have so much fun. Now, next up, this is a very colorful package, and I see a little strawberry on it, so I'm going to assume this is strawberry flavored. Maybe it's supposed to be like an ice cream kind of a treat. We're going to find out here. It has a little stick, so maybe it'll be hard like a lollipop. Oh, yeah, that's definitely within lollipop territory right there. And it's hard. It's a strawberry and cream flavor. Maybe supposed to be like strawberry ice cream. It's good, but nothing special. And I don't tend to suck on lollipops just because I have kind of bad teeth. And when you kind of like brush them up against your teeth, it can kind of make me uncomfortable a little bit. But the flavor is good. So, I mean, we haven't really had any losers yet in the box. So that's always really exciting for me, right? And there's just so much to get through that I'm going to start on to the next one. This is a different Kit Kat flavor, Sublime Ruby. I don't know what a Sublime Ruby tastes like, but they only put one of those in my box, so this is probably a more premium flavor. They do have like ones that are more expensive than others. So the chocolate has a bit of a pink tone to it. And it's a lot more tart than I was expecting. I'm gonna guess that was like maybe raspberry flavoring. And I think I like the one that I got like 5 or 6 packages of a lot more than this one. So I call that a win, because while this isn't bad, this would be something that I could easily put in his lunches and let my guy enjoy them rather than me. He gets all my cast-offs, poor dude. I'd feel bad, except for I'm pretty sure like a good third of my shopping budget goes towards making his lunches all sorts of interesting, right? So I don't feel too guilty about giving him my leftovers. Next up, we have a very large snack. And it advertises on here that it's only... Oh, I thought it said that it was only 1,000 yen, but I don't think that's what it says, actually. Maybe it's 1,000 calories. But it is described as a chocolate cracker. So maybe not quite as sweet as a cookie, but still chocolate flavored. Ooh, and this guy is very broken up in the package. Here's kind of a big chunk. And that's an odd texture, right? Kind of reminds me of the inside of a Cheeto almost. So this should be interesting. Describing it as like a Cheeto is very, very spot on, actually. It's a puffed cereal. I'm guessing corn. It's your corn grits, yep. And peanut and cocoa butter. So the inside is just very crispy and crunchy, almost on the savory side. It's not very sweet. And then it has this chocolate coating, which is another one of those situations where it's very foreign, right? Because we don't tend to have sweet corn snacks unless it's like actually sweet corn. But I kind of like it. And it's so light that I could easily eat probably the whole bar. Okay, and next up, we've got some strawberry wafer cookies. So I feel happy, actually, that I did not already open up the strawberry biscuits. They'll probably be a very similar flavor. But I do tend to like wafer cookies. My mom used to get the Pepperidge Farm ones in a can, but like only for special occasions or when she wanted to like keep them for herself. So there's always that kind of like childlike forbiddenness of it that makes me probably enjoy them a bit more than I do other forms of similar snacks. And inside that box, we've got a nice little foil packet to keep everything fresh. And it has the infamous Hello Kitty. Actually, I don't need to use infamous. She's pretty famous on her own. Before I bite into this, a fun little Hello Kitty fact. So she was created, like I said, for merchandise. It was supposed to be a cute thing to sell more umbrellas and shoes and dolls and stuff, right? But eventually she did get her own animation. And a lot of people were very upset because real Hello Kitty has no mouth. And none of the like static merchandise, you know, backpacks and pins and stickers, will you see a mouth on Hello Kitty. And the animation studio that decided to do this Hello Kitty animation animated her with a mouth. Which makes sense, you know, when you have sort of, you know, moving parts and dialogue. It's kind of weird for there to not be any, you know, lip movement, right? But it made fans very upset. So there's your random Hello Kitty fact for today. As far as the actual food goes, the crunch factor is right. I think the outside of the, what do they call them? Wafer cookies is correct. It's got the right texture. But the filling on the inside is kind of bland. And it's supposed to be strawberry flavored. And I do get that hint of like chemical strawberry. But it's not very strong. And as you can see, maybe, there's not much filling in there. I think that's intentional, but it kind of just makes the whole flavor a little underwhelming, right? So maybe not one that I would finish, even though I just got done telling you the story about how I like little wafer cookies like this. I have in between snacks been taking little sips from my Ramen Soda, and it's growing on me, honestly. I think the fact that the flavor is so mild kind of goes well with all the flavors within here, because it's still like sugary and sweet, but it's not overpowering, and kind of helps me move on to the next snack. And speaking of next snacks, this one should be extra interesting. The English on the package says chill beans. You can see this guy is very filled with air, and it looks like a bean or pea flavored snack. I used to actually eat dehydrated green beans as sort of a alternative to potato chips. So I may like these. Kind of just depends on how they're prepared. So one thing I can tell you right off the bat is that this is not whole green bean pods. This looks like a mix that got pushed through a machine, which is called an extruder. And I've always thought that that sounded kind of gross, you know, pushing dough through an extruder. But anyways. The pea flavor comes through very well. It's just got a hint of sweetness and a little bit of salt. And it's savory. Kind of has like all those flavors going together. A Japanese person might say that it has umami, which is a kind of a savory type term, although real foodies would say that it's separate from savory. But it's pretty entertaining. Not gonna lie, I will probably eat all of my peas. Because I'm a weirdo like that. Next up in our mystery box over here, we have some fresh cream biscuits. Although the back says that it's a wheat cracker with cheese flavoring. So I would not have guessed that that was cheese flavored biscuits. I would have thought that it was like more of a shortbread cookie based on the picture. So this might be interesting. The smell is pretty mild. Kind of smells more milky than like nacho cheese, right? A lot of American cheese things have that very sharp, like fake cheddar smell. And these ones smell, I don't know, they smell like regular cookies, honestly. So it's definitely more on the cookie side than the cracker side to me. And I don't taste the cheese. It's very much like a shortbread cookie, which was my original guess anyways. So maybe it's one of those things where, like, I know some like sugar cookie recipes or sugar cookie similar recipes have like sour cream or cream of tartar in them. So maybe the cheese is just there for texture instead of flavoring. But they're not bad. I could see myself finishing them up, but not right now because we have something even more adorable to look at. These are also strawberry flavored, which is very common from what I've seen for kid snacks in Japan, particularly Hello Kitty snacks. And I think that's because strawberries kind of fit with that sweet, innocent, cute girl vibe. And Hello Kitty is known for being pink and red, so strawberry is probably just a natural choice. But I feel like you could still slap on Hello Kitty's face on something that's like, I don't know, marshmallow flavored or something. it's not strawberry. But they're little tiny cookies. And I'm gonna love them just because they're tiny. I love little itty bitty things. It's like my favorite thing in the world. They're very light, but the aftertaste is kind of grainy, like powdery. It kind of tastes like flour with just a bit of strawberry in there. It's yeah, that's not good at all. I think we have our first loser snack. Bum, bum, bum. Because I've more or less been able to eat or enjoy most of, or everything else, I think, so far. And these are, I wouldn't even give those to the boy. They're like chalky, you know, just very powdery. They don't seem like food. So this requires a bit of a palate cleansing soda here. Speaking of soda, we do have one more of those interesting sodas in the box. I will not be opening this, guy, since I'm still working on my first one. As no surprise to anyone, I think, at this point, this one will be strawberry flavored. But honestly, it might be tasty. As long as it's not like super artificial flavored. Which I've kind of noticed that even though they're all kind of, you know, different levels of strawberry, right? We had strawberry here and here and in the powdery snacks. They all have different levels of how the strawberry tastes. As you know, I'm not a big fan of like really obviously artificial flavors. And some of them, I don't know. There seems to be different levels of strawberry in these desserts. So now we're getting close to the bottom of the box. We just have two more items. First one is a package of rice crackers that are dun da da strawberry flavored. I probably will not get the Sanrio box again if I end up at that store, just because I'm kind of over the strawberry. Give me some chocolate or marshmallow or caramel, anything, just for variety's sake, right? But I do have some friends that really like these. I don't think I've tried rice crackers myself yet. I don't think. I've eaten lots of snacks. It is a bit hard to keep track of them all. But they do have a cute little Hello Kitty face on the package, which seems to be about par for the course. And it kind of has a meringue smell to it. We toast a lot of meringue at work, and it always smells delicious, but it's actually not that tasty usually, because we use a lot of Deco Whip, which is a story for another time. So I'm going to just eat this. Oh. It was a little tougher than I thought it would be. But once you get that initial like crunch and get it in your mouth, it's not so bad. And it tastes kind of like a blast from the past, honestly. When I was in like high school and my parents were trying to get me to like eat better, this was before I understood how to actually eat better. They would buy me rice cakes, but you know, in those bags that are like bagel bags. And I would eat them, but I would eat probably like a whole bag at one time. And this is exactly what they taste like. And I know they still make them, but it just makes me think of my childhood because that's something that for me died in like the 90s, right? The diet rice cracker cakes. But that's kind of fun. I don't know. I don't hate them, but it does make me feel embarrassed to be eating all this junk food. Like it reminds me that I'm not supposed to eat junk food. At any rate, we are down to our last little box here. Loti pies. Chocolate coated pie, so maybe this will not be strawberry flavored. And there are individual packages in here, which I always like to see. Looks like we've got 6 of these all together. And this is so pink and girly and ridiculous that it definitely has to go into my guy's lunch, assuming that it's palatable enough, right? So it looks kind of like a moon pie would be the American equivalent, at least based on the look of it, right? And that's exactly what it's like. It's got a marshmallow center and 2 cakey kind of biscuits. The biscuit part is really dry and crumbly, so it's not as appealing to me as it could be because I really do like the marshmallow, but I feel like I almost have to suffer through this powdery, crummy cake part to get to that marshmallow. So maybe I'll only give my guy 1 or 2 of them because I don't know if he'll like that either. He doesn't like things that are overly dry like that. But that is our last item. I figured now that the box is empty though, I would share the inside of it with you because that is very cute and a lot of effort to put into the bottom of the box that some people wouldn't even pay attention to, right? I'm a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to snack boxes, so I like the little details, right? It's very cute, and this was definitely a fun experience. I think the $35 was worth it for the whole experience, right? Trying food and being able to share something different with you guys, right? But on your own, if you're in a snack shop and you see one of those, it may not be worth it because you could probably find $35 of snacks you know you'll like quite easily. But me, being the explorer that I am, I really just enjoy the randomness, even if it is all strawberry flavored. So with that, I have a lot of snacks to decide whether or not I'm going to finish or pass them off to the boy. But I hope you had a lot of fun. Shout out to Tori's ASMR for commenting, plus all of my regulars. There's too many of you. Well, not too many, but you know what I mean. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Good night.